Hi guys, the little product here I've started making, help for the fellow knife makers out, based around a Makita trim router that can be adapted to other things. Most of the small trim routers are the same bolt pattern from what I've seen, and most of the bigger routers are a larger bolt pattern, so if anybody orders it, we can adapt it to suit that. I'll bring you down and we'll go through it. There she is. We're doing a little series on how I use these in knife making. Really handy tool, can really cut down on your workload. You can use it for, if you're doing lots of scales, you can use a flush trim bit on it and knock the scales out quickly on a pattern. But yeah, down to the table. So it's based around a Makita trim router. I'm pretty much a Makita fan. Not the cheapest one around, but then again not the most expensive. I paid 109 quid for this, for the router with a set of bits. This tilts so you can get access to the router, and out that comes. You can change your bit. It takes all normal bits. 35mm hole, so it will take most of the stuff you're going to want to use when you're using knife work, routing knife handles, etc., or any other work. Got a 3/4 round over bit there, which, yeah, fits in there no problem. Enough room for your dust extraction, which sucks through the side. I'll bring it down and have a better look at it in a second. Goes in there. Lock it down. We'll have a few close-ups in a minute. That fits over two pins there, so it's located. I'll supply wing nuts and nylock nuts, depending on what you want, or plain nuts. In testing, the wing nuts have stayed tight. So it's all stainless steel, 304 and 316. Down there like that. Nice access to the adjustment knob on this one, so you can set it as and when you like. Not round over or a lot. Yeah, it's a really handy tool. Offset to the back. I'll just grab a blank. The previous one I made, it was in the middle, and when you're routing and you're coming over the edge, it was very tippy. One of the things I do when I'm routing, I get a piece of scale material, the same thickness. Still in frame there? Yeah, we're still in frame. So that supports the piece, and when you're going over the edge, it'll drop off. So yeah, I found that much easier when you're routing. You can go round, all the way round, quite easily. Obviously make sure you take your blade up well. So that's what it's offset to the back. And as well, I'm going to make an optional piece, will be a fence made out of stainless again. So yeah, it'll be cut out to suit a 3/4 router bit. Probably going to make it out of aluminium rather than stainless. And yeah, there'll be no other slots at the minute or various holes, because I think you're only going to want it dead in the middle. But that's something I'm going to do experimenting with. But yeah, it's a really handy tool. With a Makita router, I think it's pretty much the same for all of the trim routers. it's designed to vent through the bottom, so it creates a draft through. That's why I always recommend, if you're going to use this, use extraction with it. Even if it's just a hoover, it's got a hole there for that to fit in, so you've got a decent amount of suction on it, just in case any of the particles do get in the motor. Can't really see a problem because there is a very strong draft through the fan that's in there already. That's going to really help extract it, and I can plug that in to my extractor down there. The extension pipe. Will fit in as it is. So yeah, it's an important thing. The only thing I've got to check on other routers like the DeWalt or the Bosch is where the hole is. So if anybody wants one for a different router, I'll just use a detailed photographs of it really, just to double check where the hole is. You can make this hole bigger if you want to, but the hole in the router is 35mm, so there's much point going any bigger than that. It's going to make it really awkward to change bits. Supplied with stainless screws, so a few extra screws here and there. Stainless steel ball bearing hinges. It's a 22mm MDF base which has got a plastic coating on it. Anyway, it's been routed, has been waterproof varnished. Comes with rubber feet on it. It's all nuts and bolts, nothing screwed in, using T-nuts there, so nothing's going to strip out. It's another little tool to help the knife maker, based on a really good router. I mean, this thing is, compared to my other one, it's really smooth. I mean, my other one is, I say it's only a cheap one, but I'm really impressed with this. You can get a Makita copy on eBay for 40 quid. It basically looks the same, but how good it is I don't know. But I was going to buy one just to leave it here all the time. I still might, and but then again, I don't use a router that often, other than for my knife making. But you can get another base. These like 20 quid, or take it out and unscrew it and change it around. You can get a tilt base as well, which is what I was going to base it around, give you a bit more adjustment. It's still in the same bolt pattern, so it might be worth buying them and just messing about. I'm going to do a little series on how I use it and what you can use it for. I'm in the process of building one knife up here, so I'm about to rake the front of that one off before I glue it on. So yeah, a few t-shirt changes I expect, but we'll see how we go with that one. Alright guys, thanks for watching, catch you later. Right, all we really want on these ones is a slight round over. So I've pinned quite close there, so you don't want to get really close to that. So mark the centre line on this piece of, another piece of Corian here, so you can have a bit of a play around with depths. Face mask, ear protection, and I like to wear gloves.
The BBC Radio 2 Folk Awards. Featuring live performances from Joan Armatrading, Sam Lee, The 2 Folk Awards at the Royal Albert Hall.
Join us for a night of acoustic perfection.
Online and on the Red Hut on April 27th.
I did used to write down the depth of each one, but it all depends on how you fit your rate a bit. Unless you bottom it out every time, but yeah, you always got scraps lying around, so it's easy just to, yeah, that's what I want. So we'll go with that one. So just far enough away from the pin centre line there, so it should be good. Taped together, pinned. There's also a piece of tape below the pin so it doesn't come out and jam anything. One final little check. Might just drop that down just a hair. Got a graduated scale here, so that's easy enough to do. I'll just give that one more test before we go ahead. Easier to test now than do it again. Push the pin through, take the back. This one's one of my fit up pins, so so quick sand and a polish, they're ready for fitting then. Once after they've glue dried, I'll bring you back and we'll show you go from there. Right guys, glove off. Right, it's been sanded down to the tang, so you can use a flush trim bit. I want to refine the handle a bit, so I've just sanded it all the way down. Blade is taped and taped again. It's fully sharp, so be very careful. There you can see first pass, and I go a little bit deeper on this side and a lot deeper on this side. Then I've still got to put pins in on this one. It's run out. Then I sculpt, then just blend it all together, spit shine it with sandpaper. But you can imagine how much time this can save. We'll adjust the depth of that. On this particular side is the cutter. Cutter on this side. I have it so the cutter's just going to take a bit off there. It's just proud of the surface. There you go, guys. Top tip as ever. Stick your mask in a box when you're not using it, or a bag. Another tip, just give your mask a wipe out now and again. Antibacterial wipe will work wonders, as I found out after having real bad throat. But there you can see that. I'll plough in my notch, then I'll spit shine it, blend it all together, polish up the spine, polish up the handle. Rather liking that one. White Corian with some Killrite offcut that I had in there, dovetailed together, blue liners, another Enzo Blanc, bought a couple on 95 and another 115. So there you go, guys. I'll bring you a few more photos when I've maybe some more video when I've a bit further along with this one. Right, guys, have a good one. Hi guys, I've just going to re-record this little bit. Didn't come out. Just how to use the flush trim bit when you're doing your routing. These holes aren't drilled all the way through, so when you put the blank on there with your pins, they won't drop through. Nice tight fit those are. Slightly undersized drill, so they're a nice tight fit. You can play through all that material. This is a bit from a bit of an half cut between two scales, so you can play through that. But I like to just scribe a line and get some of it gone. Don't have to get all of it, but just 3 or 4 mil away, and just makes things a little bit easier. I'll trim this and come right back. So we've cut a bit closer there, not gone mad. We'll get kitted up and we'll start cutting.
Somebody's interested after all these years in talking to me.
You've got a new
Yeah.
dig in deep
There you go.
on your own company.
Perfectly matched set of scales there.
To start your own record company.
Well, a couple of things. Financially, it makes sense because if the, CDs are
Shape your front.
Going to sell less, you might as well make more.
Rate the rest of it.
Right.
As you see,
What's really important is that you have
the other one, but
ready and able to take
I've got
hard, and I
that's a handle blank
can 3 women that wear
that I
both
use
hats,
as well. That's got the radius on the front.
and the coordinating and the, the
that I
four
can
of
cut
us are
out.
from a kind of a
So
mighty
that's
company.
handy.
And if something's not working,
Some of the other ones I've got blanks for as well, but
you don't have to sacrifice the whole album.
you can get deeper ones as well.
He was not interested in
Um,
working hard.
So I mean that's perfectly sized for
Say check at the moment with
12 mil
record company.
handle material. Most of the stuff I start with. Some wood you've got to be a bit careful with. obviously the direction you travel is important. If you try and go that way, it tries to take it away from you. So always
If you
into the cutter.
artist yourself, you would actually be sort of
Careful around the
in the history of the
corners.
music that we all love, because I was just going
Yeah,
through
and any transitions.
people that you've played with,
And I've gone round that bit there.
Block and Charles
You
Brown,
can see that.
Brown,
So
Buddy Guy and John
yeah,
Walker.
really speeds things up.
Yeah.
BB King, I've been so lucky to do duets and
Yeah,
perform on
a
their
router is just a really invaluable tool for me.
Yes.
So,
You've been on
alright
yours,
guys,
on yours.
Yeah, I'm a lucky
thanks for
one.
watching.
I mean, I never
Have a good one.